Get on your feet and give the best California welcome and West Coast welcome that you ever give to a host of the function. EDC going double diamond, Kumar Krishnan.
That's such a great time, you know. Bill Britt's been doing this for so many years. I mean, every weekend. And one thing about Bill Britt is that he always stays enthusiastic. He can tell you his story over and over again, but, you know, the 100th time is just as enthusiastic as the first time. And he's something else. You know, this is what he does every weekend, weekend in, weekend out, with Peggy, right by his side, you know. It's been a great weekend. I mean, we could talk about so many things, guys. I could talk about how I went silver. I'll talk a little bit about how to structure your business, you know, how to be profitable, okay? But you heard about thought processes, you know, and you heard Tissa just talk about that, Marshall talk about that, you know, how we think is what we become, okay? And I'll talk to you a little bit about beliefs and how they're formed, okay? You may never have seen this, you know, drawn before. You know, Bill got it from me, you know that, right? No, but let me tell you guys this. Bill once asked a question. He said to the audience, he said, I don't know why more people don't teach this. And he encouraged us to teach this at every cover dish that we do. Okay, he said, this is not exclusive to Bill to teach. Okay, but one time I saw him do this, and that taught me more than so many years of education, 17 years of education. Okay? And I love to repeat it because repetition is the way to reinforce anything, okay? I love to teach this. It's one of my favorite things, okay? And this is our generic human being called Vern, okay? Two nice eyes and nose, mouth, nice big ears. Now, now let's say that Vern here is 30 years old. And he believes that he's not good at talking to people. Okay, he's got a belief that he's not good at talking to people. Where does that belief reside? Does it reside in his elbow? Knees? Ear? No ring there, okay? No, okay? Or do you think it resides in his brain? We say heart, okay? Feelings in our heart, but all that where? It resides right here, okay? In the brain. Now, let's go back 30 years ago when Vern was just born. He's on a little table here, you know, like a little diaper table. He's really small, you know. Can't stand yet, so he's horizontal there. He's still got a little brain right there. Now, if you were to read his brain at that point, does that belief exist there? That he is not good at talking to people? Does that belief exist there? No. So how did it get there? How did it get there? It was put in there. Okay? Things get somewhere by being put in there. Okay, so beliefs are not created at birth. They don't just come to us and attack us. They were put in there with or without our knowledge. Anything that's put in can be taken out. Now with the brain, it's a little more subtle. You can't just pull it out. Okay? If it's there, it's there. Okay? If I take this marker and throw it at you, you can never forget it. In fact, the more you try to forget it, the more you'll remember it. It was like this guy, the doctor told this patient of his that here is this medicine that you need to take, okay, to cure your sore throat. But it will only work if, while you take it, you should not think about a dancing monkey. So now every time the guy takes that medicine, the more he tries to forget the monkey, the more it dances. Hello? Okay, so once it's in there, it's in there. Okay? So these beliefs come in because they get put in. Now some of them get put in because of circumstances, you know, when they were little kids, when they really didn't have the maturity or the ability to differentiate between good and bad, and they got in there. Some of them through association, and that's just basic negative thinking or just constant repetition by somebody who probably means well, but says things that become beliefs. Okay, so what if you look in that if you zoom into that brain, if you click your mouse into that brain right there and zoom in and you zoom in here, you're going to see this is pretty much open. There are not many beliefs in there, and they're going to be programmed over a period of time. Okay, so I want you to remember. So whatever beliefs you have right now, that you're too tall, too skinny, those things are there. I mean, if somebody is overweight, they're overweight, but it does not have to be a weakening belief. Okay, if you believe that that the way you talk is not good enough, or your education is not good enough, or that you're not capable of success, the good news is that belief was put in there because that did not exist when you were born. Period. So then once you're conscious of that, okay, then you remember that stuff comes in that way. Now, what you have to remember is that you can't take it out. It's in there. Like the dancing monkey, it's in there. What do you do now? What you can do is dilute it. Okay, let's say that the differential, like Bilbert calls it, there is a negative. Most people have more negative than positive in their brain. That is not a pessimist talking. This is not a person with a negative outlook talking to you. Okay, the reason people have more negative than positive is very simple. Okay, because negative is automatic. Negative is automatic. Positive can only happen if you deliberately have a program of putting positive in. You have a piece of land. You don't do nothing with it. What grows automatically on it? Weeds. You don't have to buy weed seeds. Okay, you don't need to have, tend the weeds. They just grow. Negative is automatic. So, unless you have a program to deliberately do positive with that land, it's going to be automatically negative. Brain is exactly the same way. Now, you and I both know that most people do not have a deliberate positive program in their life. Unless they're in the business in Brit Worldwide. They don't have a program. So automatically, what does it mean? They have more negative. Very simple. So, unless, and I'm sorry, your college education, whatever that you learned in college, there is no course titled success, and therefore there has never been a deliberate programming of positive, and therefore, sorry, I don't care who you are, you got more negative than positive. Because you can't say, look, I have neither negative nor positive, I'm neutral. That is like a land saying, look, I don't have wheat, but I don't have weeds either, I'm just going to stay this way. Doesn't happen that way. Okay? So now what you do, and everybody, before you get in a business, just accept it, unless you were in a deliberate. If you're in front of the television, you got more negative than positive. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Television is more garbage than anything else, right? And they're sponsored by people that compete with us, try to compete with us in products. That's another thing. Okay, you sit in front of the television, you read the newspaper, forget it. I'll tell you why newspaper headlines are created. For the Brit Worldwide IBO. So you see, the most important news in the newspaper is the headlines. And it's usually in bold letters, and you can read it from a distance without having to put in the money to pick it out. If the world's coming to an end, it's going to be in the headlines. So you don't have to buy the whole newspaper for that. That's for Brit people. Okay? So I don't read it. I have not read the newspaper in years. I just picked up just one Time magazine. There was something about DNA, some new medical something, I just happened to see it. I picked up that Time issue, but I will read only that article. And if it's positive, because the title seemed positive. Just to sit in a plane a few minutes, I might read that. Just to get an idea of what new inventions are happening. But I am not reading garbage. I protect this brain with everything I got. Okay, that's why I don't hang around people that can pull me down. Again, be positive with the right people. Okay, I got to give you that also. Okay, don't be positive with people who don't understand this positive business. Don't be negative with them, but you don't have to go and discuss your goals to that negative brother-in-law and say, I'm going to be financially free through this. You're giving him a license to torture you till you become financially free. Like this lady told me, my sister says that we don't have any conversation anymore since I got in the business, because every time they call me, she says that I'm too positive, and she gets angry when I'm positive, and she says that we can't talk anymore. So I said, then give her a little negative. If somebody had a cold or something, talk about that, It's okay. Or, your kid scratched, crayons on the wall. Ask her how to remove it. But then don't use the products that she recommends. You don't have to go telling the whole world. You discuss your dreams with the people that support. Don't go and fight. We have a saying in the business. You don't fight with a pig. You both get dirty, and the pig loves it. I'm not saying that your relatives are pigs, but you get the point. Don't pick fights unnecessarily. I mean, if somebody like I was talking about that, I think at the breakout sessions, a guy goes to the doctor and he says, every time I move my arm like this, it hurts. The doctor said, then don't move your arm. When I had to go to functions and I had relatives who would emotionally blackmail me, who would say things like, you have a degree in computer engineering, why would you go to a business function like this, IBO function like this, it doesn't seem to be important, blah, 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 blah. So I won't tell them I'm going to a function. I told them I went to an AT&T conference. Oh, that's okay. It's okay to be an employee, you know that. Some of you go, tell them everything, get beat up all over the place, and then feel regret having telling them. Just don't tell them. Okay, see, I'm just giving you examples of how to protect your brain. Okay? Pick the right fights. Okay? Like the guy I met at the airport, it wasn't really a fight, but I told him, we do franchising on the internet, and all that. And then he said, I said, we got a great model that works because, we actually give money back. And he said, oh, I know you don't like this word, but you're talking about like pyramid. I said, I like the word pyramid. I'm on top of it. Right? Anyway, so you got this much negative and this much positive, okay? And you cannot take this negative out, but what you can do is you can dilute it. Okay? You got to stop the habits that add these negatives on, like television and newspaper and hanging out with the negative people. Okay? Like maybe the coffee session that you have at work with your colleagues is really not healthy for your brain. That's possible. How many of you believe that your colleagues want you to succeed in life? If you really believe that, when you go to work the day tomorrow, and you meet for coffee break, there are 5 or 6 people, you just, in the middle of your coffee session, you just get up and you say, you know what, have a little, be misty-eyed and all that, say, I had a vision last night, guys, that I'm going to be leading this group next year. Who will you be having coffee with on Tuesday? I can prove to you in a court of law that a job is always negative. You know what infuriates me? I'll tell you the last straw. Okay, for me, when I had a job, I knew I was going to be free and all that, and I was thinking, just had to make sure all the numbers are right, before quitting my job, and I said, just that thought. Then I went to a restaurant, into the restroom, and there it said, employees must wash hands. I said, so even that you got to tell an employee? It doesn't say business owners must wash hands. So employees are so stupid, you got to tell them you got to wash hands before you get back in there. I said, this is the limit. I don't want to be an employee anymore. They must think you're really stupid. Like 1040 easy. It's called easy because that's the easiest way for them to get your money. Because you're an employee. You have no deductions. Guys, set a goal that your tax returns should be complicated. Set a goal. If you have simple tax returns, you're giving away too much money. When I came to this country, I saw my paycheck, and I called my boss, and I said, who's FICA? They said, look, Kumar, you got an uncle, his name is Sam. I said, I'm Hindu, I don't have Uncle Sam. They said, we don't care what you are, you got an Uncle Sam. I said, how can I keep some more of this? So well, you start a business. Because if you have a job, you pay taxes and then you spend money. In a business, you spend money and then you pay taxes. Which is better? Land of opportunity, guys. Don't settle for a job. You're giving away too much money. Okay? And this is the best opportunity out there. In any case, what you have to do is start putting so much positive in here. Stop the negative now. Cap the negative and put in so much positive there that you dilute the negative. You cannot eliminate it, but you dilute it. You put so much positive that this negative doesn't stand a chance. Unfortunately, a lot of people quit the business before they get a chance to break even right here and go beyond that point to dilute the negative. Because there are guys lurking around here. The brother-in-law is lurking here, the friend, the boss, all these different people are, in your climb on this ladder, on each of those rungs, all these guys are standing there. And if you listen to them, you're gone. In fact, as a new person, I'd recommend that, get into that's the reason, to me, going to meetings and listening to tapes and reading books is not just a cute thing to do or something that somebody recommended from stage. It's a question of life and death, with or without this business. Because I have to get my brain to be more positive than negative. Because whatever I put in is what I'm going to get out. And so, it's a matter of life and death. It's not just that you're doing someone a favor or, it's just a cute thing. You can go to Zig Ziglar's conference, sure you can. Or you can go, they will motivate you, but you won't know what to do after that with that motivation. Unless you have a vehicle to apply the motivation to. Our business, there is constant motivation. There is constant positive. You go to a meeting every week. Come on, guys. Marshall Johnson talked about unlimited opportunity. One other unlimited opportunity you have in this business is an unlimited access to financially free people. Just think of that. Think of that. Unlimited access to financially free people. You'll never run out of diamonds and emeralds and financially free people that you can find somewhere in America. Hello? You'll never run out. It's unlimited. You can choose any day of the week, look in the lamplighter, find someone somewhere that's financially free or is connected to someone who's financially free and go here and put that stuff in your brain. You know how powerful that is? How many people in the world today can even say that? That, I can pick up the phone and find a financially free person somewhere, talking somewhere, and for $10 I can attend that seminar. Or if it's a major function, what was it, $100 here? Including the... Manipal and I were hanging around at the Marriott in Newark for something that we were doing for Kanti, and there was a stock market seminar going on. $265 to attend a seminar which won't teach you how to make money in the stock market, but it'll teach you how to attend another seminar that'll cost $2,500. And then we probed a little further. They give you a kit, like a starter kit, in the $2,500 seminar. But the main deal with that seminar is teaches you how to attend another seminar that costs $16,000. So then if you didn't have a desire to make money through the stock market before these seminars, you will by the time you're done. Okay? So it's all what's up here, and we start programming this. That's why we read every day, we listen to tapes every day, and we start putting a lot of positive. So think of it. Think of it as life and death, okay? Think of it as something that you owe for generations to come. Okay? We are not just impacting this lifetime, we are impacting what we do is going to have a ripple effect. It's going to go down to our children, children's children. The habits that we create, are going to have a tremendous influence, I don't know how you cannot get emotional about getting free and influencing your kids. I look at my daughters, I said, everything we do, they notice. They watch. We're going to teach them a whole set of attitudes and if we have double standards, we're living one way outside and another way inside, they're going to learn from that. So, we need to be alert as successful people. Freedom is not the same thing, like Marshall said yesterday, as being carefree. They're totally two different things. Impossible to be free unless you have responsibility. Okay? So in any case, this is with Vern. Okay? You add in so much positive. Okay? Now once you have that, this is a differential, guys. Every belief is right in here. And how do you add another way to add in positive? How do these beliefs go into the brain, guys? How do these beliefs go into the brain? Senses, right? Mostly through eyes and ears. Okay? Now, if this kid has been associating with a family that mean well, but once the kid, maybe 2 days in a row, when he was 3 or 4 years of age, he spilled something and said this. So the older brother started calling him a klutz. You clumsy fellow, and then he started getting labeled that way. After a while, he starts to believe it. So the words start going through the ears, and now in his brain, he's got this belief, I am a clumsy fellow. Or you're not good at talking to people. You're not good in math, right? All these beliefs. And back home in India, they really, if you flunk math once, you're finished. They put you in the back seat, back row, and they brand you as a failure. You're a failure. You don't get in the front rows. And they sit there for many years. I had guys in my 4th grade that that had so much, they had so much hair. They were good, big, old enough to be my father. You know what I mean? They were sitting there for so many years because they were programmed that you'll never pass in math. They sat there doing a PhD in the 4th grade. You know what I'm saying? But this programming goes on, right? Now, all of a sudden you come to a Brit function and you realize that, you know what? You think about the thing that lets you think. Amazing thing is till I came to a Brit function, I never thought about the very thing that allows me to think, which is my brain. You never say, how does the brain work? Of course, you did it in your biology class, which is really no point. Because they talk about the whatever, all those medulla thing and all that, but that's not what I'm talking about, the functioning of programming, You never think about how the brain works. You come here and you start thinking about it, you realize that, this is put inside me. Now I can change it. Here's the problem. If somebody has told somebody that all their life that you're clumsy, you're bad in math, you're not good at dealing with people, now they need to change that input that goes back into their ears, right? Now, do you think they can go tell their brother, look, please stop calling me clumsy from today on? Will they do it? They have been programmed for too many years also. Well, all of a sudden people are not going to change. Well, one thing is they're going to come here to our meetings, they're going to hear nothing but positive. Okay? Because if they dare say anything negative, somebody's going to take them to the back corner, beat them up to a pulp. Okay? And the second thing they can do, they cannot control what their brother says, but they can control what? What they say. Hey, it has to go in here some way, the positive, the reading, the listening, and then you speak what you want. Because when you say it, who hears it first? And you say, hey, I used to be clumsy, I'm not clumsy anymore. I used to be afraid of talking to people. I don't have that fear anymore. Because I'm a diamond. I got 6 people that are looking for me, and I'm showing the plan, and they're right there. We are finding the people that we need to find to get our financial freedom. I'm the best there is that talks to people. I'm the best plan showing machine in the world. In the beginning, you might not believe it. It might look ridiculous to you. You might laugh at it because you don't believe it. There's all this other programming. But you know what? You repeat and 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 you repeat. After a while, you'll start believing it. See, that's how beliefs are created. And you can change your belief anytime. But you know what? There's a difference between speaking things into existence and then cheap talk. You see, if you don't back it up with action, your mind gets very confused. If I say I'm a diamond, 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 and then I have Crust toothpaste at home, and I look in the mirror, my subconscious mind goes, wait, this is a contradiction. There is some other X brand here, he's telling everybody else to use this product. He says, I'm a diamond. Guess what? Your subconscious mind is exactly like you. When it's confused, it shuts down. It doesn't know what to do. It's like a bulldozer getting 2 opposite directions at the same time, won't know what to do. So that this is Marshall said, conquest of us ourselves, not the mountain. This is what it is. This business is you versus you. Private victory precedes public victory. Right? 7 habits of highly effective people. It's on the book list. So if we kid ourselves, we can't succeed. Okay. Then the next thing is to structure your business. You heard the tape 66866, right? Okay. If you're brand new, you need to sponsor people in bunches really quick. Okay. Don't do one every week and don't get too intellectual about it and say, I'm going to talk to this one first. I really don't want to talk to this other guy because I don't think he will be interested. They will be interested. He's too big. He's too thin. He's too fat. He's too poor. He's too rich. She's too ugly. Look, nothing matters. You just show the business to people. Okay. Your goal is to not judge people, but to put in a batch of 6. Okay. Right away. As quickly as possible. It's called momentum. You got to do it quickly. Okay? If you do it slow, then you lose the momentum. There's no momentum there. Okay? Momentum is very, very important. Okay? In anything, even in this function. Okay? What makes the function special is not just the speakers, but it's the momentum between the speakers. Zender told us many years ago, there should never be white space on the stage. There should never be nothing happening on the stage. Never. Music, MC, somebody is there all the time, something's happening. There shouldn't be that. No noise, no music, nothing, and the audience is wondering what's going on. because you lose the momentum if you do that. And you can have a great series of speakers, you don't have momentum, it's gone. Okay? So momentum is, you can show the plan to the right people and all that, right? So it's what happens between those plans. The language, the thought, and the gap should not be much at all between plans. Okay, then you get bored, like Marshall was talking about. So you're out there, you have one plan after the next, and you know what? Pray to God to give you more work than you can handle. More work than you can handle. Create a mess that you can't handle. There are too many people wanting your time. That's exactly where you want to be. Too many people wanting your time. Then that will force you to work with the people that deserve your time. Okay? I didn't do all that. I tried to sit on one guy's head. I said, if I sit on his head, then I become a crown. You heard about that person that went to his upline and he said, I'm asking both my legs to go wide and they're not listening to me. Okay, remember new people. Width, this is width. When you sponsor this way, that's width is profitability. Okay, width is profitability. And depth is what? Security, okay? The deeper your legs are, the more secure you are. Right? Look at, we've got a silver breaking in San Diego, Ashish and Shilpa. They're sponsored by Devang and Arti, who are platinums in LA. They are sponsored by Mehul and Alpa, who are golds in LA. Sponsored by Hetal and Dina, who are platinums in New Jersey. They are sponsored by Q12's Gagan and Nija Jain in New Jersey. They are sponsored by Vishal and Sonika Jain, Emerald Rex. They are sponsored by Kankan and Samina Bhattacharya, Emerald Rex. Is that a pretty secure leg? What do you think? Okay? Security. When a lot of people are making money, they ain't quitting. In fact, here's a secret, guys. You don't need to know the answers to everything. You don't need to be an expert at sponsoring. I'm not an expert at sponsoring. In fact, it's something that I just do. I'm an expert at relationships. So sponsoring is like an annoying thing that I go through just to build a relationship with someone. Do you think that Bill Britt is an expert at sponsoring? He will tell you no. No one is an expert at sponsoring. Bill Britt's only sponsored 32 people in the last, 30 years. We just grit our teeth, do something, sponsor people, and build relationships. Do you think we know the answers to the questions? If you ask the diamonds, how many products are there in the business, you'll get anywhere from 700 to 3 million. You know what depth is? You know what this means in this leg that I just mentioned to you? Do you think people are asking questions in that leg? New people are asking questions? In San Diego, do you think? Where our security comes from is that we are not the ones answering them, that's all. That doesn't mean we know the answers. So if you can push the questions deeper, you're fine. Bill Britt's got a lot of people asking a lot of questions in his group. They're all 450 deep from him. So somebody asked me a question, I say, don't worry about it, let me sponsor some people for you. And then he's not asking me the question because that guy is asking him the question now. And then he looks at me and says, hey, he's your guy, you answer it. And then that guy goes, you know what? He goes to him, don't worry about it, let me do a meeting for you. Get some people sponsored for you. I'm exaggerating a little, but you don't analyze this thing. Some people analyze everything. You heard the story about the guy standing in John Wayne Airport. He's about to take a flight to Newark. And he sees his weighing scale, and he's, what the heck, with a fortune, I know that, fortune telling is evil and all that, but everybody likes to get that little thing, to look at what it says, So he goes in there, drops a quarter, okay, to weigh himself, and it comes out, says, your name is John Smith. You weigh 152 pounds. And you're taking the 8:30 flight to Newark. What's going on here? Some kind of a trick someone's playing, So he goes in and he, puts on a hat and shaves off his mustache and all that, Comes back, Puts in another quarter. It says, your name is still John Smith. You weigh 151 pounds because the mustache is gone, And you're taking the 8:30 flight to Newark. He says, whoa. So he goes back. This time he shaves off his hair and all that. I mean, he changes his appearance, changes his suit, comes back, puts in a quarter, comes out, says, your name is still John Smith. You weigh 150 pounds. But you just missed the 8:30 to Newark. Right? If you analyze too much, that's what happens. Who cares? I was a new guy. When Quickstar was launched, Microsoft, we told them, look, at least a few million people are going to hit the site. They said, yeah, right. Amazon had 15,000 people hit their site when they opened up, and you're going to have a few million. And we had told them like 2 million. They said, yeah. And software people never listen to the requirements people. So they said, yeah, sure. So 15,000 for Amazon, they said, maybe you'll get 4,000. And we had told them 1 or 2 million, and we had 50 million. The system came crashing down, and we were happy. It was a new IBO that had a job, had another source of income and everything. That was getting all frustrated and angry. And this is our only source of income, and we're cool. They had questions, how come you don't have the, some other kind of, why do you have compact servers? Why do you guys use compact servers and not, something, I said, yeah, why don't you call the corporation, man? I don't know the answer. And most of the times, I've said, I don't know. And found 6 other people who can say, I don't know very well, and you're a diamond. So, okay, and then you sponsor another 6. What's going to happen is that out of 12, you sponsor 6 and you sponsor 6, okay? In this process, you're also thinking you need to go eagle, okay? You need to go eagle. But before that, you got to legitimize your business, guys. You got to make sure that you're getting results. In order to sponsor people, you need results. If you're not doing your 100 points, you will not get results because you're lying to them when you show the plan. Every time you show the plan, you're saying, you do 100, you do 100. Okay? How many of you can give me, name a product that you have on you right now? Sweet shot. Something else. Lipstick. Chapstick. Nail polish. Tie. LOC towelettes. Chips or whatever. Cheese puffs. Cuff drops. Tape recorder. New people write these things down. How about in your room upstairs? Protein bars. Snack sense. Suit. Juice. Vitamins. XX. Organizer. Tell me the exclusives, man. Huh? Hair gel. New people write these things down. Listen to me, guys. When you have your own business, you don't go buy somebody else's product. Period. There is a name for people like that. I can't tell you what that name is, but it's got 6 letters in it. The first one is S and the last is D. And there's a T, U, P and an I in between. When I came to this country, MCI was a non-existent company. It was just getting started. MCI by Meg Gowan. He was the CEO of MCI. And AT&T didn't even bother to, come back to all the advertisements that MCI is doing. Because to get an MCI dial tone, you had to dial in your social security number, your mother's maiden name, and credit card number and everything. And finally, you'd get a lousy dial tone, no customer service, nothing. And people would laugh because we were trying to get a discount. We were students. We were very broke. So we were willing to dial anything. You heard me say that, right? We were so broke. Once there was a mouse that ran through the apartment, and one of my roommates called the landlord and he said, there's a mouse running through the apartment. And he said, for $150, what do you expect? Horses? But anyway, but picture this, guys. Picture this. Was MCI a brand name before it became a brand name? Did it exist? Except in the dream of a person. Why do you think that Colgate was there in the beginning of Earth's creation? What's the matter with you? A new brand comes because the guy says, I'm going to challenge AT&T. He can be a giant, other people can make fun of my dial tone, but I'm going to stick with my dream. Let me tell you something. MCI's McGowan got stuff in the mail saying, if you switch to AT&T, I give you $50. Do you think he switched? What would have happened to MCI if he switched? Anybody in the world at that point had the right to switch to AT&T for $50, except one guy, his name was McGowan. Let me tell you guys, your clients, your customers, they can start using SA8. They've got the right to switch to Tide or Colgate. Everybody in the world has got, except a quick start IBO. You don't sell a dream for $50. You are the business owner. You are the coupon creator. Don't become the couponee if you can be the couponer. Every time, if McGowan of MCI, every time he opened his mouth, he said, but AT&T is better, but there are more buildings, but this better, their voice is better, their customer service is better. How stupid is that? Look guys, I was talking earlier to some of my guys that I didn't go silver right. Okay? Month of December I was a 1500 PV. I didn't get the structure, I didn't get eagle right. I know I was not an eagle when I went silver. God knows, everyone knows. I was not an eagle. Okay? I'm more like a chicken or something, you know what I mean? Not even a full chicken, like a chicklet, you know? Month of December, I went ahead and bought the tickets for Orlando. Round trip, non-refundable. February. So January, I had to go silver. Okay, that was way back. Okay? 91. Now think about 98. We are in this, I'm just relating the two incidents here. My wife is pregnant with our first daughter, and we go to Lama's class. Okay? And the lady saying, you know, she's teaching those, techniques of breathing and saying push and this and that. I say, you know what? I've done that before. And my wife was shocked. She says, you've done that before? I said, yeah, when I went silver way back in January 91. I sat on my group and I said, push, push, push. And people bought water treatment system for their sink, for their bathroom, for their basement, for their laundry. Mission accomplished, I went silver. Went to go diamond. So that took few days off right there. Came back. And I was ready to go to work, get my silver solidified. But then I had to go to India. My dad was undergoing heart bypass surgery. He's doing great now, thank God. But I had to leave at that point. I left, I came back. I was at 1200 PV. Because I didn't have the structure. No eagle. No double eagle. Nothing. 1200 PV. Kankan Bhattacharya has a saying. He's an emerald in our organization. He says, if you don't hit pin levels on the way up, you will hit them on the way down. So I skipped. Because of this stupidity, I never received a 2500 pin or a 4000 pin. I saved $10 for my upline in that respect. Because when you hit 2500 the next time while coming back from 1200 the right way, they can't recognize you because they already recognize you as silver. Okay? I'm just telling you guys, do it with the right structure. Okay? Do it with the right structure. So what this means is that when you sponsor 6 and 6 like that in quick batches, out of that, not everybody is going to build a business. Not everybody's going to build business. 1 or 2 are. How are you going to identify them? Is as you go along, as you teach them, okay, at least they're willing to do some of the basics right away. Something right away. They want the business now. See, some of the people are going to vanish. Like that Lance Burton magic trick I told you yesterday, vanishing trick. People are going to vanish. Okay? 1/3 of them are gone. I mean, you don't know where they are. It's a mystery. They're gone, their home is gone, their zip code is gone, they're gone. 1/3 of them will come later. They'll build the business later. And 1/3 want it now. Guys, number one reason for frustration in our business is when people try to make someone do something they don't want to do. Number one reason. When people try to make someone do something they don't want to do. So you work with the now people. I only work with people who want it now. Okay, out of 6, let's say you got this one and this one. Okay, let me make this circle dark, okay? This is the person, okay, that's doing the 8 core steps. This is the person that comes to you and says, hey, I want to do my 100 right away. Can we do it in one day? Would you like that? Would you help them do that? And then they say, you know what? The very next day after signing up, they say, you know what? I want to do 300 because I went to the open meeting. Somebody said eagle. And you do try to tell them, you know what? Wait a little bit. Maybe you can do, I want to do 300. Would you like that? Okay. Then you promote a meeting, a seminar rally. And this one shows up before you. You think you're dreaming now. Okay, he and his wife are right there before you. And they say, we got seats for you too. Will that be good? Hello? Is that good? Would you get excited about that? And they said, you know what, this last chapter of Magic of Thinking Big, I read it twice already, and my wife was just reading it for the second time. What a great book. Oh, we love this book. It's excellent. And we heard all the tapes that you gave us in the starter pack and everything. We loved your rally tape. Can you give us some more of, Fred and Mary's tape? Can I get some John Crow tapes? And they say, what's the name of that guy who used to be a lawyer? And you say, Steve Ridley. Yeah, Ridley. That was a great tape too. Won't you get excited? And then you say, well, they're having an Eagles and Up night owl, and so you go away, you're an eagle, and they say, I wish we could be there. And they're hanging around, and you finish the night owl, and they're still hanging around outside the restaurant. Would you get fired up? Hello? They're reading, and they're showing the plan. They're showing the plan. They got people at the open meeting. They're signing up people. You help them sign up people. And they're getting results. They're on standing order. Would you like that? How do you like to have 3 like that? 2 from here, 1 from there maybe, okay, and another one here. Out of 12, you got 4 maybe, 3 to 4. Would you like that? Let me darken these circles, okay? Let me darken these circles. Isn't that great? 4 dark circles? Isn't that wonderful? What's wrong with the picture? You are not a dark circle. Are you naive enough to believe that you'll find 4 dark circles if you're not a dark circle? You would all like to sponsor people like that, right? It's like a marriage. It's not finding the right person, it's being the right person. Hello? Why can't you be that? Would you get excited about these dark circles? Do you think your platinum will take notice of that person? And the expectation will be very high from the whole team that they're going to make it? Then why don't you become that dark circle? Why don't you get the attention of your platinum? Why don't you do things more than anybody else does? Get on the Ditto Delivery program and put your profile in. I remember being so fired up when the products came. I could care less about the quality. They were mine. Quality was great, but I didn't care about it. Because if I cared about it, I had to worry about it. Then I had to do comparisons. Forget it. Okay? And then you find people, that you want to drive depth with. Okay? You got to learn how to show this plan. Here's the key, guys. The secret to the business is the big meetings have power. Small meetings, big meetings have power and feelings at a certain level. But real relationships are built in small meetings. Both are important. At this function, it's hard for you to get into someone's heart because, unless, of course, late at night you have a night owl or something like that. But big functions is the power of the system. Small functions are where you get into people's hearts. Homes. Okay? Now, I don't know what your upline's teaching, one-on-ones, house meetings, QIs, whatever they're teaching. You have to find a way to get into people's homes. Through cover dishes, through QIs, through one-on-ones, through house meeting. You have to go from home to home to home in this business. Okay? Your goal is to get a board and stand and go into this one's house. Whoever is excited there. Out of the 6, let's say, you got 1 and 2, and what you do is you got to do meetings for them now and get them to sponsor some people. Teach them the process of sponsoring. Don't keep doing it for them, but teach them how to do it. What you're doing is you're establishing some width and you're establishing some depth. Eagle says that there is 6 people receiving PB checks. That means at least 6 people in your width are doing what? Huh? 100 PB. In order to get 6 people doing 100 PB, how many people do you need to sponsor? What do you think? If it is 1 out of 3 doing something, between 12 to 18 people. What if you had to sponsor 30? Does it matter? That's a guideline. It's okay. A guy came to me and he said, Kumar, I showed 20 plans no one got. And I said, get another 20 in a row and buy you your favorite dinner. Now he couldn't make up his mind if he wanted to sponsor people or not. And he thought he was going to get a dinner from me, and the 28th guy got it. So he lost his dinner. But he won a leg. So either way, he's okay. Learn how to have fun with it, okay? Learn how to have fun with it. So, and I was going deep. We've got some minutes, right? We got a few minutes, Fred, right? Okay, we're okay, okay? And I can tell you my example. We're doing this, and some legs of mine, we found some leaders right away. Some legs, we had to go deep, and nothing happened, I can tell you about legs that's really funny things happen. Sometimes you might find this dark circle not here, but it might be here. But you got to keep digging with your upline's help. See, but here is a rule you can write down. If you are not a dark circle, you won't be able to identify a dark circle. Even if it come and hit you in the face. And your upline will not help you find 6 legs with dark circles in it. They help you find 1 or 2, not 6. Because they can't work that hard. They got other legs to work too. If you're not a dark circle, you cannot find another dark circle. They'll come into your business and out, you won't even recognize them. Hello? Okay? So sometimes, and so what you do is you move from home to home. You get in from here, then you get in here, you do about 5 to 7 meetings Bill recommends, to them and for them, and you get a few people sponsored for them, and then you get from that home to this home. As you go along, your car trunk has got a box of tapes, it's got a box of books, it's got the demo kit, all the things that Smith had talked about today that you could take for a follow-up. It's in your car, and you're loaning out tapes left, right, and center, guys. You're trying to relate to people. This one is a doctor. This one is a football player. So you got a Marshall Johnson tape there. This one is a engineer. You got a John Crow tape. You got different tapes, and you know what to give to whom. And that's what it is, guys. If you know what to give to whom, your trouble is saved. You'll have a great time in the business. You won't be working very hard. But in order for you to know what to give to whom, you have to know what's in those tapes. And you have to listen to them. Okay? So you go in there and you loan those tapes, My goal is to lose 100 tapes every leg. Just lose. I loan it, they never come back. It'll go direct. I promise you it'll go platinum. 100 tape. If you hang on to it, it's a $6 tape, I cut out other things. Cable TV gone. Pizza on Friday nights gone. 2 years. Movies gone. 2 years. Every once in a while, if it got too much, I'd watch a movie, I'd get a video home, and, it would take Anjali and me like 3 weeks to watch a movie because life was so exciting. You watch 5 minutes and phone call would come through, Or we just take a nap or something, being out there. But was it worth it, guys? It is incredibly worth it. It is absolutely incredibly worth it. Anjali and I were talking, we have always had momentum, we always will have momentum. What is the number one reason that we'll always have momentum in our business? Because I'm saying it. That's it. That's the number one reason. Okay? Our life will always be filled with excitement and momentum and something to do and some lives to touch all the time. And the number one reason for that is that we speak it. Can you speak it? Yes. Speech is available to everybody. But we are not, pounding the pavement like we used to 5 nights a week while we were going diamond, emerald and diamond. That happens in bursts. It won't happen like you're going to do 5 nights a week for 15 years, But Anjali and I say we miss it sometimes. We miss that. We miss that rush, that excitement. Like going out there and making things happen. Okay? Yes, we are out there. Don't get me wrong. We always have people over. We are mentoring people, talking to people, showing the plan. But those things happen when you got the next surge. Like in fact, in the process of going EDC, we couldn't do much because she was on bed rest with the second pregnancy. We had some other challenges. We couldn't even go to Hawaii last year because of that. But we went EDC because of the work that we done before. I'll tell you, the least amount of effort we did was last year when we were going EDC. because of the sowing that we did many years ago. The reaping came about. So, in this, I'll just tell you, when one particular leg, okay, I'll just tell you that one and then we'll wrap up, okay? Bill Britt had said that by the time you go, when you sponsor 12 people this way, you find how many core people? How many dark circles? 4. So you figure what? When you go 12 this way, you should find 4 too, right? Well, that's what he had said, and that's what, we all believed and all that. And so we started showing the plan. Now listen. These are all people that go onto the Quick Start site. They order their products. Some people think they're business owners. Some people think they're customers. You're looking for the dark circles. At least people that are beginning to become dark circles. You understand? Okay? They are getting some dark circles under their eyes too. Okay? So you take this 12 deep. I'm taking this 12 deep. I can tell you, I sponsored a PhD couple. Okay, I got to tell you this. This is I can tell you, just like when I sponsored Sanjeev and Shauna Sahai. That's funny because he took me to a Mongolian barbecue. And I want to do a 10-minute overview. But I didn't begin it while we started to eat because I said, you know what? If I show him the overview, the remainder of the meal, he's going to ask me too many questions. So I said, let me wait for the last 10 minutes, what I thought was going to be the last 10 minutes. And I showed him the overview, but after that he decided to go get another helping. He comes to the plan and almost doesn't get in. He was demotivated with all the dream talk and all that. And his wife kept telling him that Kumar works with me at AT&T. He'll feel very bad if we walk out. So let's just sit through. And then Sanjeev Sahai sees the circles and he gets fired up. So I get this circle that's doing things right away. They're excited right away. When I went for a follow-up, they had a list of names. Hello. Rest is history, guys. How many plans have I shown for Sanjeev Sahai? He was ready to do the plan himself. Guess how many plans I've shown for Sanjeev Sahai? Zippo. 0. Have I worked in his depth? Yes. But most of the work is done. Sanjeev Sahai, within a couple of weeks of getting into the business, first of all, he blew away 80 people. He went to a party with all drunk people and he opened up the boyo and he said, you are 6, you are 4, and those 2, they are 2. 6, 4, 2. And no one got in. He blew his entire social circle in one night, but he didn't quit. Because he knew he had done something wrong. It was not the fault of his upline or the system. That's a real man. Hello? Okay? Then came, like I said, this other PhD couple that I sponsored. And they had forgotten what it is to be disciplined, to do a PhD. They had a sort of a dream, and the husband and wife did 8 core steps, but he did 4 and she did 4. And this week she was accountable, next week he was teachable, then she used the products and he read the books. And so I would call them and say, who's doing the products this week? Let me tell you. Listen to me, guys. Listen to me. You can write this down also. When you're not sure of whether the circle is darkening or dimming, or whether it is blue or purple or what, you're already thinking, find someone else in depth. Or sponsor another new one. Okay? If they are not doing anything creative, then it's better to sponsor another new one. Because it's easier to create a new life than to bring back a dead one. Okay? So here, they were not doing all the 8 core steps, but they were showing the plan. So guess what I did? I didn't have great expectations from them because I knew that they were not doing the 8 core steps. And they were a major guessing game. So they sponsored another couple just like them, both PhDs. And then I went and did some plans for him, and one of his friends said no, he's not interested. When his friends said no to him, he became negative to me. So we were having coffee at this Krauser's, it's like a 7-Eleven store. And he says to me, Kumar, I need to know how the Pearl bonus works. Pearl bonus. My PV is 323 and you want to know how the Pearl bonus works. So I called up Kanti. He was a director at that time. I remember so clearly. Kanti said, look, I'm a director. I don't know how the Pearl bonus works. You tell him to look in the reference manual. So I said, you know what? Look in the reference manual. So he said, he got angry and he quit. Before he quit, he sponsored another guy. Okay? Sponsored another guy. Guy gets in. And I think his wife won't let him. Oh yeah, this is the chip guy. ordered the chips through the business, and I had this whole thing of chips. See, that's what Quickstar can do. We can deliver chips for somebody, personal, one-on-one. Your upline IBO can do it for you. Amazon won't do it. First of all, they don't have chips, I don't think. How many books can you buy, man? Anyway, forget it. Imagine trying to do 100 PV with books. But anyway. But here's me with a box of chips. And he's standing inside the house. And the lady is right at the entrance. I can't remember if there was a broom or not, but she was right at the entrance. And she says, no catalog chips in this house. I said, okay. And I looked behind, he was there, back in the background. The story of there is a mouse dancing in a jungle. It's very happily dancing. So someone goes to the mouse and says, why do you look so happy? He says, my brother's getting married. He said, where's your brother? Look over there, it's a lion. He says, how come your brother is a lion? He says, I was one too before I got married. Now, that is not to say it cannot happen the other way. It can happen the other way too. But in this case, that's what happened, okay? So then here's the chip guy, okay? Chip guy. Finally, this guy comes 5 deep from me, and he is really fired up. He's so fired up, I'm scared of him. He is shivered. I mean, he's like, Kumar, I'm fired up. I'm going to be a first diamond man. I remember once, at a meeting, a seminar rally, Manipal is he's facing the door. I'm talking to Manipal. Manipal says, he's here. I said, who? He says, he's here. He said, no, Manipal, he's not here. He's here. Boom! He comes from the back and it gets me. And then somebody said, who's this really crazy guy? Whose group is he in? I said, he's in Manipal's group, which was truth. It was the truth, because I'm in Manipal's group. Okay? So 5 deep. 5 deep. We are 5 deep. Okay? Then we go 6 deep, we go 7 deep. No leader. Nobody is becoming a dark circle. Bill Britt, you lied to me. It's okay. Speak what you want. I'm a diamond. See, here is the catch, guys. Here is the thing. As things got worse, I started doing more of the 8 core steps. If your car does not have fuel, do you add fuel or do you take fuel out? Oh, Kumar, I'm not reading books because I'm not getting any results. Which planet do you come from? I was reading more, I was getting madder and madder in a positive way. I started listening to Bill Britt's words. You speak what you want as if you have it. Even if you don't have it, speak more when it gets worse. So in the beginning I said, I'm a diamond. Everybody I talk to is getting into the business. Now I was really angry. Everybody I talk to is getting into the business, I'm a diamond. All the sharp, excited, local, national, international people are getting into my business in width and depth. They're getting code right away. They're reading the books. They're listening to tape. They're understanding order. My numbers are doubling from function to function. I'm filling coliseums all around the world. I am financially free. I'm a multimillionaire. That's it, period. If you don't like it, you hide in the bushes and watch. In the car, if you had seen me, you'd thought I was crazy. Mazda 626. Silver, Vogue silver color. When I bought it, $10,500. Paid cash for it. I paid $500, the bank paid $10,000. I'm sitting inside saying, I'm a diamond. And people are looking at me and say, who's this guy? What's his name? What's he? If they had cell phones, they may have called the cops. But at that time, we didn't have that, okay? But here, 9 deep and nothing. 9 deep and nothing, but I'm more convinced. The total PV is like changed from that leg. It used to be 23 and now it's 11 and a half. Now finally I have only that wired up guy, He's the only one left. So I said, maybe, that's God's signal to me. And I thought maybe I should be nice to him. Called him up and I said, are you coming to the seminar? He said, yes. I said, yeah, I got something for you. And I had some nice tapes and everything put aside for him. And he said, I got something for you too. And I went to the seminar and he said, you come to my car first. And he returned the kit. Can I tell you guys, this sounds funny to you, but most people would have quit by now. Most people would have quit. People don't have the fortitude. They don't have the intestinal, you don't have guts, forget about it. Bill Britt would say, I don't say it, but Bill Britt would say, the business is not for weenies. Hey, English is my second language. I don't even know what that means, but Bill Britt said it, and I just repeat what he says. Okay, so here we are, 9 deep, and then this guy's gone, everyone's gone, my hero is gone, everybody's gone. Then, you know, this couple that was not doing the 8 core steps, now they're like doing 3 core steps between the two of them. And they lost their dream, you can say, you can tell. It's like Marshall Johnson. I love what he said. It's how long can you dream big? It's not how big can you dream. So here it is. Before they quit, they give me one phone number. I'll tell you guys, I remember like a movie. That day, I had 2 other legs that were, you know, looking to me as a role model. And they had their own team calling in their homes. One guy called me and he said, Kumar, nobody showed up at my team calling. How's your team calling? I said, great, man, because you don't pass negative downline. My team calling is doing good. Then the other guy calls, says, nobody showed up at my team calling. I said, you know what? My team call is doing good. And there was no one at mine. And some cross-line people used to come to my house. No one came that day. So I said, you know what? There is that one number that this guy gave me. Let me call that number. So I pick it up from the shirt that's still hanging on from the hanger. I was single, so I didn't do any laundry. There's a hint right there, okay? The secret is not that you shouldn't do laundry. The secret is you write down the list on a name in a proper list. I get this name. I call up Raman, Shailaja, Bammasani. They came into the business. They've never missed a meeting. They went silver in 3 months, went direct in the next 6 months. They were platinums. They broke another platinum following month. They got Vishal and Sonika Jain, Kankar and Samina Bhattacharya. You heard that story, you know, remarkable couple, Vishal and Sonika creating all this excitement, you know, and then Sugit and Kajal Ajmani's organization. I don't even know how many silvers, how many directs are there in that organization. I have no idea. Okay, but after I found Ram, I must have done not more than maybe 10 overviews in that leg and 5 cover dishes. That's it. Hundreds of directs there. People say, oh, you're lucky. You broke a 4-month silver. Yeah, lucky. Where were you when I was fighting with the chip lady? You weren't there. Or sometimes you have a guy that just doesn't understand. The guy between Ramesh and Rama and myself didn't understand the business. I'd go all the way to Philadelphia and pump up the team. Say, you need to be at FAD, you need to be at, Spring Leadership in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And the guy in between, as soon as I left, he would tell Ramesh and Rama, look, you don't need to go. So I'd come back again the next week. Pump them up. You need to be there, you need to be there, you need to be there, you need to be there. So, nah, you don't need to go. So what happened to them every time I leave, you know? So finally, I told Ramesh, let's do something nice. Take out your checkbook, write a check to me for $170. He wrote it. I said, here's 2 tickets. I took the check. You're going to be at Gatlinburg. I didn't tell him that the bus ride was extra money. But I knew that if he was going to come to New Jersey to board the bus, he ain't going back. And when he was boarding the bus, I didn't come anywhere near the bus. I was looking from a distance. He and another leg of mine, both of them I'd misinformed, you know, they're both talking to each other, major negative cross-lining going on. We didn't know about that, and they're trying to look for money and stuff, you know. I'm looking from a distance, you know. And then they get into the bus. Okay, good. I remember Rama not talking much throughout the trip because they were really broke at that point. And then when they came back, when we were coming back, Rama stood up and he said, she says, I feel I've eaten a whole case of XX. I'm so fired up. So you find leaders, don't you? Right? You got to be patient, guys. You got to be impatient with yourself and patient with everybody else. But this doesn't happen on the internet. The products don't actually come through the terminal. You've seen that. You can't stick your head in the CD-ROM drive to get a shampoo. At least not yet. Product ordering. Internet, we are the kings and the queens on the internet, guys. There's no question about it. But the business happens in living rooms and dens. The business happens on the road. Meeting people. That is our secret. That's what other people are not willing to do. They're trying to sit in a corner and do some get-rich-quick scheme, try to make some money. It ain't going to happen. People have realized that. And you should think of it as, hey, Ordering online is okay. And that's incidental. Your goal is to book up your calendar and go meet people face to face. You got an army of people. In the beginning, it'll be a little hectic, because you got your job and you've not found other people to duplicate your effort and you're doing all the work. But when that duplication kicks in, you'll see how great it is. It's worth building it. It's worth having friends like Fred and Mary, like Tissa. It's worth having friends like Rajan Sangeeta Shah, like Marshall Johnson, like Lee Kessler, like all these leaders. It's worth having family like you guys. It's worth it landing anywhere in the world and having somebody to receive you at the airport. Open arms. Treating you like royalty. Doesn't happen anywhere else, guys. We can go anywhere in the world once you're a Brit Emirate. And you'll be welcomed with open arms. It's worth it to have that unlimited opportunity to associate with people and keep on putting good stuff in the brain, don't you think? Is it worth selling out to this business, guys? That's completely sell out, guy. And the only way you know you've sold out is you have your calendar, like Marshall said, booked. Show the plan and have faith. Anchor yourself with a good, strong sense of security that you know who you are, that you can tell right from wrong. Don't let broke people phase you. Don't let people who do not make residual royalty income teach you anything about how to do or how not to do this. Don't get defensive. Do not get defensive with people. If they call it a pyramid, don't sit there and try to defend it or fight it or defend a $5 billion operation. You're not qualified to do it. You need a team of attorneys for that. It's worth it, guys. It's worth it because Bill and Peggy Britt Executive Committee, I go sit in that committee, and we stay in Bill and Peggy's house, and Peggy cooks us breakfast in the morning with her own hands, even though she's got a full-time maid. It's worth it for that. It's worth it because Kanti and Lata love us like their children. Manipal and Renuka would do anything for us. There's no better sponsors in the world than Manipal and Renuka, and I hope you feel that way about your sponsor and your upline. It's the #1 lifestyle in the world, guys. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Wish we could tell you more. Wish we could get into your heart and increase that belief, put it in somehow, give you a pill. But it's worth it, guys. So go out and get the job done. In April, this is going to be at least a minimum Eagle section. Yes? We believe in you. We love you very much. We had a great time. Thank you. God bless. Thank you.